Alright, what's up YouTube? Alright, so it's me, Marcus Butler. I'm here at the track in Gaithersburg. Just did a little practice run here on slicks for my PR racing buggies, S1V3R EVO and SB401-R Sport. Although it says LW here, this is actually for the body for my LW chassis, but this is actually the Sport chassis. I haven't painted a new body yet. So, first time running slicks here at this wonderful facility. I've normally just only ran treads, but the grip here is insanely high. This bad boy did nothing but squeal on my raw speed and dirt web tires that I had here. I had stage 2s in the rear and I had dirt webs in the front. And just going around the track, it just squealed. So I brought it back in, slipped on these slicks here. I think they're ellipses. I picked these up from the drivers that were here for the Nationals. So it saved me money on tires there. These are actually stage 2 slicks on the front of the EVO. And I'm going to say, both tires did good. My first time driving on slicks. I definitely got better with the two-wheel drive going around the track. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to be more twitchy, but it was really, really good. So for this track here, I'm definitely going to be running slicks. I got a box full of slicks just from the Nationals, from all the drivers that were just like handing over slicks. So they're used, but they're good. So these are J Concept ellipses. These are the silver compounds, smoothed out. Don't know which driver I got them from. They were just sitting stacked out. I know I got a set from AJ Marasco. What can I say about the PR buggies? A lot of people are not too aware of PR racing. You know, it's unfortunate. I figured, since I've been posting videos of races and stuff, mostly nitro, I figured it's time to actually show what I run. And I do have AVE scale. I do run for Nemo Racing USA, so I'm a team driver, but I'm currently running the previous platform, the Agama A215 SV. I have e-buggy up and running. We don't run any e-buggies here, although we might beg her to let us do it. I do have the nitro buggy, and I also have the A215T truggy, but I'm going to convert that to electric eventually. But the purpose of this video is to go over my PR racing buggies here, 10 scale electric. And basically, why did I choose this brand? Particularly is because Nemo Racing USA is selling these cars. So I figured, since I'm a team driver for the AVE scale, why not? I actually had a teammate that decided to not run this, and so he sold it to me all ready to run. You know, it came with the speed controller. He gave me 2 battery packs, gave me several tires, including carpet tires. So I have a Reese 299 LP steering servo, Reds Racing ZX Pro 160. He actually gave me a 6.5 VX Reds motor, but it was too much motor for here. So right now I got a Track Star 7.5 in it. It's okay. I mean, I'm not the best driver. Last year was my first year racing, so I'm still learning this whole process. So eventually I will put up some running videos of me. I actually do have a GoPro that I get to use for a while. My daughter said, here, you can use my GoPro, because I'm not using it. So once I get used to setting that up, you'll actually start seeing videos of running, racing of these vehicles, and you see how terrible I am. But it's a journey, so I want to invite you guys to come along on my journey. I'm not trying to become a pro racer by any means, because I'm in my 40s. I have responsibilities. But this is fun. It's a fun hobby, and I like the brand so far. It feels really good. I mean, even though I have some people tell me, "Oh, you got to get out of PR cars. They're junk." The 4-wheel drive actually keeps up with all the best out there. 2-wheel drive is just as good. Some of the guys who's been running it for years say they need to redesign the front end. They said it's outdated. You can't really turn on power. And I think I've just experienced that out here for the first time on the slicks, and I can see what they're talking about. You really have to change your approach to get it to turn on power, or you have to like drop speed. Or the best one you want to do is carry speed into it, but I'm no expert with the front ends of these, so I'm just going to drive my way and get better as I go along. I do run Spectrum DX5C. I've actually got the SR215 receiver in both cars. Batteries, I have an SMC in this one, and I have a Spectrum in this one. So Spectrum is not bad. It's 5,000 milliamps, 100C. This one is 5,000 milliamps, 75C, but you know, it's good for mod racing. So that's where I am with that. As you see my pit stand here, this is actually made by my man, good buddy here, local racer Joe Fiocca. He makes these to order, however you want, your colors. This is actually my color scheme. My Gamma A215 actually has the same color scheme as this. This was the body that came with the car, so I've just been running it, but I am going to be ordering another body, and it's going to have the same paint scheme. I might even let A1 Graphics paint up both bodies, because I have a spare body for this one. I just haven't ordered one for this one yet. So I might have A1 Graphics, local racer here, Enzo Albertoni. That's his company that he does custom paints for bodies. So I might actually let him do up my color scheme and do some wild design with it, because he does excellent work. I do not have, I do have One Up Racing as one of my sponsors as well. So far I just got the pit mat. I actually got to order a few other things. Let's get some additional washers and some other wonderful stuff for my pits that'll work out. Bolts, screws. They got a lot of things. They got tools, so I will be using that. This was like only $45 charger. Dynamite Profit Port Sport Duo. So it's a good charger, inexpensive charger. If anything higher than 6,000 milliamps, it's going to take a while to charge. So eventually I'll upgrade to even a higher rate charger. But that's pretty much it. My OGO bag here, my wonderful wife got me for my birthday. And you see I got some of the tires, more of the slicks in there. I actually have some Pro Lines shadows. They're also slicked down. So I'm going to try those next time around, because I got other things to do today. I just came here. I've been here for about 2 hours and got some good running, get some good feedback, got some things I need to do with the cars. I'm currently running, and this right here has 10,000 in the front differential, got 5,000 in the rear, and center diff is at 15,000, and I'm going to up it to 200,000 because I do have some. And I heard a lot of that's really good. It's got a 13.5 Reedy in it. It's got a Hobby Wing ESC. I do have a Phantom that's going to go in. This was actually my teammate Ryan Schaefer, also Nemo Racing USA, Gamma. He actually loaned me this because my other speed controller was giving me problems, and we actually had ordered the Phantom that we got that had some problems and got warranted, and just haven't put that in yet. But as you can see right here, and sorry for the shoddy camera work, guys. I'm no professional by any means. I'm not trying to do this to get rich. I just want to show everybody what I'm doing and give the PR racing cars some shine, because everything is associated X-ray, TLR. And you go to a hobby shop, and that's the first thing out of your mouth you hear everybody say, run this, part support. There are a lot of good brands out there. PR Racing is one of them. You got Schumacher, you've got Serpent. Those guys don't get a lot of shine either. People, they all just say, just run what your local racers are running, and next thing you know, you just got a bunch of sheep, in my opinion, because everybody's running the same, and you can't really stand out. And if you're looking to get sponsored and stuff like that, sometimes you got to step out from everybody else and run something else. If something catches your eye, read up on it. See what people on the internet are saying about it. There are people who've had good results with these cars. And yes, PR Racing is more known as a carpet brand car. So is Schumacher. But a little bit of work, and they set up work basically, and they'll be just as fine on dirt, clay. As a matter of fact, guys in New Zealand running these cars, and they don't have indoor clay tracks. They don't run on carpet. They run on natural dirt tracks. Natural terrain, loamy dirt. They run these cars. They've made some cool things as far as suspension parts and shock towers and geometry. I'd like to get in touch with these guys and see if they're selling this stuff and buy it and try it on my car and see how well it works in here. And I'm sure PR Racing's got something in mind. I'm not sponsored by PR Racing. I'm just a guy who runs their stuff and more of an independent. But I've talked with Kenan Yingling. Shaggy Beaver, Sean Franklin, you know, drives at RC Pro Shop, Vendetta Hobbies, because Vendetta Hobbies and RC Pro Shop do sell these cars. Vendetta Pro Shop, this the sport. If you're looking to get into a four-wheel drive buggy and you don't have a lot of change, and you're worried about buying a used car, Vendetta Hobbies sells this car for $269.99, four-wheel drive. You don't get the electronics, you got to pick your own, but it comes with a center diff. The standard SB401-R does not come with a center diff. It just has a slipper. It's more designed for a carpet track. This car, the Sport, has an upper brace right here, as you can see, the center differential. Also, the chassis is thicker. This is a 2.5 millimeter thick chassis, where the SB401-R comes with a 2 millimeter thick chassis. So I feel that they've designed this to be more towards dirt and clay tracks. The EVO, as I said, it is a carpet turf car out of the box. It's set up for it. But the wonderful thing is that, as you can see here, this rear toe block, 2+ millimeter. I've actually got this at 4.5 degree of toe. That's where I am. That's where I'm at right now. Because for low grip situations, you need more toe, and then the standard narrow carpet block just was not allowing for that. I also run the shock tower in the front, where the kit will tell you to put it in the rear. I run it towards the front, gives the car more stability, more corner speed stability, more straight stability. So that's why running on dirt, loose tracks, you want that. It's going to help your stability out as well. Let's see, I have 35 shock oil in the front. Rear, I'm at 32.5 currently. I'm actually going to get some different springs, because another track I run at, which is Adrenaline up in Winchester, is an 8th scale track, but it's 10th scale friendly, and they have point series. That track, I don't get a lot of traction out of this. Currently, I have the gear differential in here. So I actually bought the ball diff. I got to put it together and put it in here. And once I put the ball diff in there, that should give me better traction. And I'm also going to go with a softer spring to put more, have hunker down and get more traction out of the back. Because that's one of the problems I've been having, is just not enough traction at that track. I'll spin out. I've spun off the jumps here, so here I can get away with it because it's high grip. Carpet and stuff, you run around gear, but dirt, clay, you want in a two-wheel drive buggy, you really want to run a ball diff. If it's super high grip like this, you can get away with a gear diff, but you're running in some slippery or loose tracks, you want that ball diff. It's just better, My those cars, I've actually been in the hobby off and on. Started in 1990, so I started with Kyosho. So I actually had a ball diff in my Kyosho Triumph that came with it, already pre-assembled, but it was belt driven. But I can tell you, I raced on dirt, homemade tracks with friends, and this just does not hold a stick with gear diff. My Outlaw Ultima Stadium truck, that came with a gear differential because it was entry level, but I upgraded it to a ball diff, and that truck was better. It just took off, it hooked up a lot better when I had that in there. But yeah, I mean, so this is just going to come out. This actually whole deal is going to come out, as a matter of fact, because I have the LW. My son's going to drive the LW. He wants to race, so he's going to drive the old LW car, and I'm going to put this 13.5 setup in there, and I'm going to put a new 6.5 or maybe a Phantom Super D Drayton Straub motor, and it's going Phantom power here on this car. I will switch this to Phantom ESC and power maybe next year, since I already got one right now. But this one, we're going to go ahead and put the Phantom power in, get the 6-turn motor, maybe a 6.5 Phantom motor, and just go full mod with this. I'm just driving stock right now just to get used to driving the car, because this was a new car. And yeah, and one thing this car does not come with, as opposed to the R, there's a lot of different features here, is that you don't get these. These came off my LW, the sway bars. You don't get these with the Sport. But these are temporary, because I'm also going to be putting the R sway bars on it. They look a little bit different. So the angle of the bar is different, so I will be doing that. And as you can see, my shocks, Type R shocks. Regular Type R shocks. These are the version 2s. They're a little wider at the bottom here, smoother. I like them. I actually have VRP pistons. I haven't put in them yet, but I do have a set of them. I'm waiting till I get VRP pistons for this one, and I'm probably going to upgrade this Throughout the winter, I would probably get my hands on the version 2s and switch them out on this car right here. So I'm running version 2s on both. This currently is 35 all around. I believe I put 35 all around on this, just to shake down and get used to it. We're gonna go full swing. Also, what's different here is that you have just these cups are different from the R. The R comes with gray cups. They also come with polished steel turnbuckles as opposed to the black finish on these. So gray cups, polished steel rods, turnbuckles on the R. The R also has a front brace. You can't really see. It has a front spine brace. This is the rear. The Sport did not get the front on it. I might add that if I feel the need for it. Doesn't have a lot of flex right now. This is really taking that out. So if I might do that down the road. My Savox 2558 servo. Currently using a TLR aluminum servo horn. There is PR Racing does have their own now, so I'm actually going to switch that out. Let's see. I mean, the gears are quiet. It's a very quiet car, and I do like that. Red springs in the rear. I'm going to try some white springs. I might make it a little softer in the back. So I know white springs are a step softer. Blue springs are 2 steps softer than reds. That's why this car's going to get blue, and I'm going to test whites. Reds are fine on this, but we'll definitely do that. So what I do have here, and they are A, B, C, D blocks, do have adjustable pills in them. The rear I have 3.5. Originally it was 3, and I decided to go 3.5. Worked really great at Adrenaline, and it worked really good here. Just getting some shakedown runs here, but I'll be running over here this winter with this car, both of these cars, as opposed to Adrenaline, because Adrenaline has a fall series, but I'm actually going to be running my 8th scale e-buggy at Adrenaline for their point series this fall, and I'm going to be focusing here on the 10th scale cars. But spring point series, I will be back at Adrenaline with these, because I know they're going to be different layouts. I might actually run these at the Invitational, because Adrenaline does have an Invitational. Ryan Harris, Lee Setzer are going to be there October 1st through the 3rd. If you're interested, go to RC Sign Up. If you're in the Atlantic region here, it's a great track. It's going to be a lot of fun. $75. You run any class you want. You're going to get food served to you, and great people are going to come out and have a good time. So if you're in the area, come through. If you just want to come out and check it out that whole weekend, definitely, it's worth it. You won't be disappointed. But yeah, I have no tire deals right now. I am just going to run everybody's tires, and maybe for the 23 season I might consider a tire deal, but right now I'm a privateer freelancing with tires. Gives me a chance to try everybody. I've talked with Jason Rona, I've talked with Thomas Tran, and both companies I have a lot of respect for. Raw Speed, like I said, the tires have been good for me, especially at Adrenaline. They've been good for me too, and I don't rule them out. But this is just what I want to do. Just want to make a quick video here showing you guys what I run. I haven't taken the body off on this. Let you guys see what I'm talking about underneath here, what I run. I have the EVO. It's a good car. There's some Nemo Racing sticker on here. Like I said, all these stickers other than Nemo Racing stickers and that PR sticker, I put that on. But these are already on the car. I don't have anything from Cal RC. I actually use Clean Freak products on my car. My man Zachary Thompson, also a Nemo Racing driver, runs a Gamma. He's been doing great. He's kind of fast, as it says, but definitely check out his YouTube channel as well, Zachary Thompson Racing. It's really good. But yes, this is basically what the S1V3R EVO looks like underneath. Let's see, low center of gravity, lay down transmission. This is the Trackstar 75 motor. I believe I put the 21 or the 19 tooth pinion on there right now. And that does really good, gives some good speed. I guess I do set the battery back towards the rear to help with the weight. I actually have brass hexes on the rear here. It's 15 grams to get a little bit more weight because, yes, I figured it did need some weight back there to help with the traction. But yes, so my SR215 or transponder, this the Reefs 299 servo in here. I don't mind the dirt. Like I said, I run. It's not a shell queen. It's a ZX Pro 160 amp. As you see, this came with the car. So it saved me money on an ESC, but the plan is to go full Phantom on everything I run. I got Phantom 1950 Icon motor in my A215 SV. Currently I have a Tiken RX-8 Gen 2 in that particular car, and I'll show that in another video. This is how she looks. The cool thing too about this car, and the thing is, I said this came with extra arms in the kit, so I have full set of extra front and rear arms, and same with this. Although I've already had to switch out the arms because I had a bad accident and broke my gullwing arms, but yes, I got the extra arms in here, springs. Ride Low Racing, I actually got some parts because when you put this to the front, you have to get an extension for the wing stay. So what I did here, I replaced this wing. So this is their extension here. You can either use this, or they come with little circle round ones too, so you can keep the wing in its stock position where it's supposed to be at. So there's like about a 9mm, I believe, maybe less, extension, and that helped out too. So, and what they have for there too is a shim to raise the differential front and rear. I'm actually going to order those next from Ride Low Racing because I'm going to test that out and see how that works with the car. I do have some steel standoffs options too, and also, like I said, this is how the EVO is. Like I said, it's very simple. Some people, I think they're talking about this being outdated. They've had this design for a while, so they think it needs to be revised. I'm not sure what more needs to be. It is a lot different from the other manufacturers. Because everybody has it kind of coming down along here, and this is like in here, so maybe that's something that people want to see different, redesigned, maybe push further out to kind of help with steering angle and change the geometry a little bit to give it that more on-power steering. So I might, maybe they will do that, maybe, but anytime soon, because what they did last year for 2020 is that this car did get an update. The update included a new softer waterfall. Doesn't have this right here. This front right here allows you to now set up, have a spot to put front sway bars, the front arms, the gullwing arms, or a little bit more closed in, make them a little bit stronger, and it has the points there for like the sway bars like here. It'll set up in there so you can have the sway bar mount on the arms. And the biggest thing here is that they gave a new block, toe block back here. That's for, they came off the dirt model of the FM back in the day. FM and Type R had like a different dirt version block where it has like two little knobs that is slotted into the chassis, because the biggest difference in the 2020 car from the 2019 EVO, which is that the chassis, this one's 2.5mm thick, 20 got 3mm thick, and that came about because the Stadium truck has a 3mm thick chassis, so they decided to update the buggy with the same chassis. I do have the Stadium truck. It's not ready for action yet. That's going to wait on electronics. But this is exactly where we're at right now with this.